Hello, my YouTube friends. Thanks for joining in tonight. I hope you're doing great tonight, guys. Man, I am doing perfecto, and I just want to put my headphones on to make sure I got some audio. I do see the levels, and it is a great night to be hanging out with you guys. We actually dodged another storm tonight, and it feels great to have gotten by one more time, man. I have to laugh about that because, man, it is a serious thing that we have to go through every year here along the Gulf Coast and have to put up with tropical storms, hurricanes, everything from ones to fives. It's just crazy, man, over here along the Gulf Coast, and it always keeps you on your tippy toes, that's for sure. But I hope you guys are doing great tonight. The question I wanted to raise tonight was, what is the best electric guitar in 2021? And you know what? I am going to leave that up to you guys to answer that, because I am an old fan of some older guitars back when there was just very few guitars out there that that were really common and popular in different genres. So it really just depends on, in my opinion, actually what kind of genre that you're going to be playing as to what kind of guitar you want to get up there on stage and play with, right? And so, if you're playing a lot of country, you'll notice a lot of Strats, and you'll notice a lot of Telecasters in country music, along with Gretsch a little bit as well. You want to get on the British scene, and you'll see a lot of the Gretsch guitars and whatnot. You see a lot of the Gretsch guitars that is used in praise and worship these days. If you're a rocker or you're a shredder, you may see a bunch of Dean guitars. You may see some Ibanez guitars. You may see some Jackson guitars. And there's Washburn guitars. So there's all these different guitars out there. And it still raises the question as to what is the best electric guitar of all time. I've had many guitars in my time. I've had some Deans. In fact, I still have a Dean guitar right now. I've had Gibson, Les Pauls. I have an Ibanez now that's an electric guitar. I have my I'm trying to think of what else. I have an Otisco Del Rey, which was one of my very first guitars that I ever bought back in high school, way back in the day, and so I still got that guitar. It's not a guitar that I would actually get out on stage with unless I just did some modifications to it and made it up to my standards. However, if I wanted to do any kind of rocking or even some bar chord stuff, some jazz stuff, I would probably actually reach for my Ibanez here, being that I don't have my Gibson Les Paul anymore. So that Gibson Les Paul Silverburst 1978 was a beauty, and I got to say this, that I've been through a lot of different guitars, but one of my favorite guitars was my Gibson Les Paul, just because I could do a vast of different styles of playing on that guitar, everything from blues, especially a lot of blues, a lot of rock and roll, and it's just made some really, really beautiful thick, warm chords right up using that first pickup, by the neck. Just made some really, really nice, fat sounding, warm chords that I really, really enjoy playing that Les Paul. And then if you wanted to dig a little deeper, it did have some nice, I wouldn't say jumbo frets, but it had some nice, thick, meaty frets on the guitar itself. And being that it was a flat neck, that's one of my favorite kind of guitars to play, because if I do want to shred or do some fast runs or whatever, I can do it on my Gibson Les Paul. And so a lot of people have been writing in and asking what kind of guitar I like to play on, and what's my favorite guitar. And so there are a lot of them out there, guys. And so I just want to say, if I got to start saying, what my favorite one, you'd always have somebody come back and say, well, that one's trash or whatever. So really, if the guitar plays good and it feels good to you and it feels good to your hand, I gotta say that was one of the very first things that I look for whenever I go to buy a guitar. It's not so much the pickups in it, because the pickups can be changed out, the string gauge, the intonation, everything can be changed out. It's really, for me, it's about buying a good guitar. The first thing that I notice is the neck. How does the neck feel on my hand when I play? Can I move my hand around the neck without it sticking anywhere? And so these are some things that I kind of look for whenever I purchase a electric guitar. And and then after that, of course, it's how it sounds. And then, of course, then you can change that too. So once you get a great feel, the way the guitar feels to you, and it feels like an extension of your hand, you can always buy and run that guitar through any kind of amplifier or any type of guitar pedal or whatever to actually just make that thing sound killer, man, to where it just rings on forever and ever. And so hang on, guys, I want to try to do there's some interference coming in. Let's let that pass. I can still hear it ringing in from time to time, so let's let that pass. Hang in there with me, guys. This is going to be a good little show that we got going on tonight, and you don't want to miss out. So we're just going to rock and roll with it, man, right? That's what we do. We like to rock and roll with it, especially our guitars that we are digging, And I want to say some of my first guitars that I really, really started to dig a whole bunch was back in the day. Probably some of those older vintage Gibson guitars. I really liked the SG guitar. I loved playing that guitar. It just seemed like a great guitar to just to really dig deep and do some great stuff with. And then, at that time back then, Angus Young was using the SG Gibson guitar, and it was really kind of cool watching him rock and roll and scoot across the stage. It wasn't up until this year that my brother, I don't know why, man, but he started really liking some of the AC/DC songs and thinks that's probably one of the greatest rock band of all time. Isn't that something? I guess it's just their sound that they have, and that real cut and right in your face, that SG sound, and then I don't know, and then the style and everything, the way that they played their music, man, just really made it sound great. And so I'm gonna set this over here for now. But yeah, let me know what some of you guys, what y'all's favorite guitar is out there, electric guitar, and why you like your electric guitars. Actually, put a comment down there below as to why you like your electric guitar and why, what makes it so great to you. Right? Was it the price? Was it the sound? Was it the feel? Was it everything? All of the above is something that we need to ask. Sometimes we just buy guitars. Maybe we love guitars and we want to add some to our collection, and we just buy guitars, right? I know I have some friends who don't play guitar or a little bit of guitar, but they're more of a collector, and they collect electric guitars, vintage guitars, and guitars, signature guitars, and so they get into that kind of stuff. That's what they like to do. And you'll find other collectors that do the same. It's just more about who they got the guitar from and why, and a story behind it. And as long as they have that, they're cool with everything. And so me, it's about finding a guitar that sounds good, feels good, and then the style of music that I'm going to be playing the guitar with majority of the time. If I'm just jamming with a band and we're playing different kinds of genres and whatnot, I like to go with something that accommodate all that. And your Gibsons, you can't go wrong with your Gibsons. It's just got some really good sound to it. And then if you're doing country, man, it's great to have a Strat or a Tele around, because you're only going to get that sound out of that Strat and out of that Tele. You're not going to really find another guitar that's going to sound like a Tele or a Strat. There are people do that a lot. I want to say Eddie Van Halen, one of his first things that he did was take out those single coil pickups and then slap a humbucker pickup in the back of that thing, throw a whammy bar on it, man, and change the whole scene of the way we heard music at that time. And so what a cool creative thing to do. Always stay creative with your pickups and whatnot. And then I have another friend, and he is a big Telly and a Strat person, and he has probably every pickup known to man that you could have purchased to put in that thing, and he's constantly changing those pickups out just for the vibe, for the feel, for the tone. He is a tone master, and that's what he goes for, is great tone. While other people don't care too much about tone, they just want the thing to shred and to be really, really light string so they can move really, really fast up and down the neck and do some great arpeggios and really cool stuff. And so finding a guitar that really just feels good to you, it has to be my best advice that I could give you guys. And find one that you're going to be comfortable with aesthetically as well. So that plays a large role, especially if you're doing live gigs and you're on stage and you don't have a whole bunch of different guitars at your arsenal to grab and pick up and change out through the set. And so I know some of your bigger acts, man, they'll reach over there and grab their guitar tech, will actually bring them a different guitar. Maybe it's in a different tuning for a particular song, and you'll see this happen all night, man. So some of your greatest guitar players in the world, they love a variety of guitars, and so they've got to have them all. So it isn't just one guitar to them, it's many, 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 and they will have a reason as to why they particular grab a certain guitar for a certain song. And sometimes it's about the sound that they can get out of that one guitar for that particular song. So yeah, man, it's good to have a lot of different guitars if you are touring and if you are playing. And of course, you already know this if you are already at that level in the game of touring and playing. But I want to know, man, type into the Audio Master, let him know what kind of guitar that you're playing and why you like to enjoy playing that guitar, and I would appreciate it, man. But tomorrow night we got some really great stuff. I just wanted to get on here and talk about guitars, and there's just so many of them out there, guys. There really, really is. I suggest just playing all of them, and then making a decision on as to what kind of guitar you want, rather than buying one through a catalog and getting it and then wishing you would have got something else. So go to your guitar store, go to Guitar Center, go wherever you can that there's guitars around for you to play. Pick up those guitars, play those guitars, leave those guitars, and come back and play those guitars again, and then make your decision on the buy that you want. Okay? Hope that helps you out tonight. As always, here at the Audio Master Show, this channel is about anything to do with about recording, mixing, mastering, audio gear, and equipment. This sounds like something that sounds really cool to you, man. Come on in and join us here at the Audio Master Show each and every night at 7 o'clock Texas time, man. And you do not want to miss out on what we got going on, because we got a lot of great things going on. We appreciate each and every one of you as always, and we will see you later.